one of the things that to me stands out in this whole thing is that Flo is 2-2 against Belichick. It's not like it's not like the Padawan all of a sudden leaves, the Imperial Starship and then is trying to learn on his own. Well, actually, the Padawan wouldn't leave the Imperial Starship. The Padawan would leave. Let me see. What was one of the ships of the rebellion? What's the name of one? I don't know, because I can't say TIE Fighter or X-Wing because those are too damn small. What's the name of their bigger ships? How come we only know the bad ships? But the Death Star also, right? We only know the bad people here. Tatooine, okay? You leave Tatooine, okay? Whatever, all right? You leave Tatooine and then you're on your own. Well, the Padawan is 2-2 against the Master. So it's not like the Master has this edge. And the Padawan has beaten the Master with much lesser talent in year one on the road. Everybody just kind of glosses over that kind of stuff, right? Everybody glosses over that Flo has his teams constantly prepared. Everybody glosses over the fact that they make very few mistakes. Now I jinxed him, but my point is he does an awesome job. And it's not like this guy is constantly out coached by people. Now, is Flo going to, maybe make a call you might disagree with in the game? Of course, every coach is going to do that. Every manager, every coach is going to do that. There's no such thing as a coach that doesn't make a mistake in a game. But overall, the results are what they are, man. They're 2-2 against this team. So it's not like and they've won in Foxborough under Flo. All of this has to be taken into account. So it's not something that, all of a sudden Flo is at a disadvantage. Flo has a better team year in and year out now, right? From year one to year two, he had a better team. From year two to year three, he has a better team. And so if you have a better team and yet your coach kicks ass, well, then now it seems like the talent's catching up to the coach now. So that's why, but again, I get it. It's boring to talk about the good stuff. It's boring to point out that stuff. Let's get controversial and say, oh, they didn't vote the kid in for captain. That must mean he sucks. Let's just go to extremes. Let's just find anything. Oh, 2 offensive coordinators. How's that going to work? Tua wasn't that impressive last year. I mean, we could go on and on. Oh, they inquired about Deshaun Watson. I love all of that. We had a club before that never got quarterbacks, never was making moves for quarterbacks. So we criticized them because they never could find a quarterback. Now we've got a front office that all they do is work on trying to get quarterbacks, and we're going to try to, call that a negative? Just think about that. You get Rosen, you're not happy, you go to Tua. And then Deshaun Watson becomes available. You got to inquire. How is that a negative? You know what I mean? It's not like real offers are being made. Nobody has anything on that. But that's what sells. And by the way, congratulations to Barry Jackson. Nice job. He wrote a nice article in the Miami Herald talking about all the players that they've developed that have come out of nowhere. And we've talked about that here on the show many times. And, we'll do that here on the show because we actually will. If they're doing something wrong, we're going to tell you. And if they're doing something right, we're going to tell you. You know what I mean? At least in our eyes. Doesn't mean we're right all the time. But Flo's ready for this. Flo's prepared for this guy. And that's the other thing that I have never felt with any of the other coaches prior to this. I always felt like you were going to a gunfight with a knife. That's how I always felt. And I'm talking about a butter knife. Like you show up, with Cam Cameron, you're showing up with a butter knife, dude. You show up with Adam Gase, you're showing up with a butter knife. And meanwhile, there's Belichick sitting there with 2 6-shooters on you, waiting to just take your ass out. Even if your butter knife is stainless steel. Doesn't matter. Not enough in a gunfight. I'm correct, right? A butter knife is not good in a gunfight, right? Okay. I just want to make sure. I got to confirm here with the expert on gunfights. That is Sean, of course. I mean, that's where you've got to look at this too. They're ready to go, man. They'll be fine. This is gonna be a fun game. We're gonna feel good when it's all said and done. We're gonna rock out.